This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news, the Office of the Prime Minister here on Grand Bahama announcing the launch of its digital platform to help residents navigate safely through this COVID-19 pandemic. This new platform provides an avenue for residents to have their concerns answered. Jamila Mizik reports.
The Office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama today officially launching an information center. Minister of State for Grand Bahama, Senator the Honorable Kwesi Thompson says, since the COVID-19 pandemic, they've realized that persons are unable to physically come into their office, which is why they've created a way to reach the public, giving them an avenue to get their questions, comments, and concerns answered.
We know that there are a lot of questions and a lot of concerns that the public has. Particularly when it comes to emergency orders, lockdowns, specific businesses have questions, people in general have questions. And so we wanted to make sure that we made ourselves digitally available for persons specifically in Grand Bahama. And we know that a lot of the messages and numbers that have been coming out have been national in its nature. And we just wanted to make sure that we stay connected with local Grand Bahamians.
The minister is inviting residents to contact their help desk, which is staffed with knowledgeable persons between the hours of 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., email them, or utilize one of their other social media platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp.
We try to respond back as soon as we can. Definitely within a few hours we will get a response back to you. But if it is a bigger question, then we at least will acknowledge the receipt of it and will get back to you with respect to a specific answer. So we want to encourage persons to come and to make contact with us and stay connected to the Office of the Prime Minister in Grand Bahama through these means.
Minister Thompson says the COVID-19 pandemic has provided them with an opportunity to fully utilize the digital means by bringing more services to the public through online platforms.
Social services and NIB have even taken it a step further in that they are looking at digital wallets on how people can receive their benefits. So persons no longer would have to actually line up to collect the check that they have to go and cash at the bank, but they can use their cell phones and receive their benefits by way of a digital wallet, and they can then use that same digital wallet to purchase items from the food stores, and if they want to get cash as a result of it. So we're using technology to be able to make things a bit easier during this time.
Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
In this new COVID-19 environment, some government offices have reopened, but they are operating on reduced hours and customers are being encouraged to follow the proper protocols. One such agency is the Road Traffic Department. Our J. Philippe stopped by for an update on the day-to-day operations.
The Road Traffic Department recently reopened to the Grand Bahamian public. Welburn Boodle, Deputy Controller of Road Traffic in Grand Bahama, says even though this is a busy time with the end of the month approaching, the vehicle licensing process has been smooth.
So far we've been social distancing. The process has been running smoothly. When we have the process, you only come on the inside of road traffic if you have a credit card payment. But those ones who are paying cash, they're on the outside. If you notice, I have my runners going back and forth. They're collecting the item from you after sanitizing those things and then returning those items to the customers. But so far, everything has been running smoothly.
Boodle says the process that has been implemented at the Road Traffic Office has been successful.
The process has been running smoothly. Persons are listening to what we say. They're coming in and they're moving, in quick time, But what we want to also advise the public, not to wait until the final minute. Today, we're looking at now the end of the month, and this is when everyone want to come out at this time to license their vehicle, especially during COVID-19. We would like to see them come earlier in the month before the ending part of the month. So the process will be that much easier for them, and it will be also health-worthy for them. So it's not advisable. If you go on the outside now, you'll see we have some older persons who were there who really shouldn't be here now. They should have already completed that process. But all in all, we're trying to get them out in quick time.
As far as day-to-day operations, Boodle noted that employees at the office has been doing their best in practicing social distancing.
The employees, I must throw kudos to them. They came in and they worked. They put their shoulders to the wheel, and they're trying to get this thing done. They understand what's happening now worldwide, and then it's no different here in the Bahamas. And so in our work area, especially the work area, we're keeping the area sanitized. We are the distance. We are honoring those distances, and so right now we're doing a fantastic job.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
It has been almost 8 months since Hurricane Dorian devastated the island of Grand Bahama, ripping through the island's premier healthcare facility, the Rands Memorial Hospital. Since then, a makeshift tent has been set up to facilitate patient care needs. Tonight, nurses say the time has come for a more permanent solution, as they believe the current conditions pose a health and safety hazard for patients as well as those in the medical industry. Shishina Rowe-Farquharson has more.
Tired, frustrated, and not sure of how much more they can take. These are the sentiments of many nurses here on the island of Grand Bahama who allege that they've been working in unsanitary and deplorable conditions since Hurricane Dorian. While speaking with our news team anonymously, they say that they've had enough, and it is about time that their voices have been heard. The videos circulating on social media this past Sunday during a severe thunderstorm alarmed many on what medical professionals say they have to deal with at the Samaritan's Purse.
Nurses were fear for their lives, and with adrenaline pumping to their veins, they still had to protect the patients that were there under those tents. I currently know of 2 healthcare workers that sustained. 2 of them fell. One barely fell, and the next one actually injured himself trying to protect the patients to safety under the tent when they were caving in.
But these nurses say that this is just a small snippet of what they really have to deal with after the Rand Memorial Hospital was destroyed back in September due to Hurricane Dorian.
And anything can fall, including like the oxygen tank the other day. That could have been disastrous. And those are things that are supposed to be for safety measures. Those are supposed to be bolted down, and they are not.
The conditions we basically have to deal with coming to work. There's a scent in the yard as though the sewage is coming up, so it's as though we're working in a dump. We also have situations where we had a situation the other day where 2 pit bulls, 2 very big pit bulls, dig a hole under the fence and they were in the yard. We've also had situations where snakes, centipedes, we have to come across these snakes in the tent.
Sometimes water does come in, which is a hazard, number 1, for slipping and falling, and number 2, because we have oxygen tanks, we have electrical outlets, we have various equipment and stuff that can get wet, and like I say, also a falling hazard not only for the staff but for patients, our ambulatory patients as well. Wow. We also have a pediatric tent, so that means babies anywhere from 2 weeks and up are also in these tents, some of who are asthmatics and have lung conditions.
They allege that instead of using regular faucets, the medical staff and patients are forced to use 2 buckets for hand washing. They say 8 months after Dorian, this is not acceptable.
For the most part, the patient, once they want to use it, they wash their hands. They pump with their feet and wash their hands with a bucket. Or most of them, they'll have their families bring their sanitizer, their hand sanitizer, and they would use that.
Perfect storm. But we feel like 8 months now down the line, why are we still here? Why are you so comfortable with us being here? And we feel like it's because those who have the power to change it isn't working in the conditions, and it's not their family, it's not them, and they feel like it's okay.
These nurses combined have decades of experience, and they believe that the patients and Grand Bahama deserve more.
I feel frustrated, very frustrated. Like I say, nursing is what I love. It's what I am here to do. It's my passion. Every day we go, we try to give our best, but I am very frustrated. Grand Bahamians, I feel, deserve better. Our patients deserve better.
The patients, we can't give them adequate baths because we have to tote water. So if a patient is not ambulant enough to go to the outside showers that they have, then that means the nurse or the PCA has to now go to the faucet and tote water. And now so that means you have to bathe patients in cold water.
And while the government has made the decision to speed up construction at the Rand Memorial Hospital as of this Wednesday, these nurses say mum is the word when it comes to their union representation. They believe that they've been getting second-class treatment compared to Nassau.
To be honest, we feel as if our union does not consider Grand Bahama nurses. Because honestly, if this would have been PMH, it would have never happened. If it would have happened, it would have never been to this point. That they would have been under the tent for 8 months. We're getting ready to go into hurricane season again, and we are still there. Our union, they quiet. Why? I don't know.
In the press conferences that you hear about COVID and stuff, it's mainly about Nassau. Things that relate to Grand Bahama are sometimes kind of shoved to the side. Honestly, the nurses haven't heard anything from the president as it relates to this, the conditions, any update, anything. Practically, it's very frustrating. I think we maybe need to branch off now and have a union of our own in Grand Bahama.
Our president of the union, she came around at one point to visit the tents. I can't remember exactly which month it was. She asked our concerns, we voiced those, and that was the last time we heard of them.
Me is non-existing. I might as well say that. I feel like we're not a part of the union. The union head base is out of Nassau. So if Nassau isn't feeling the pinch that we're feeling, it's nobody care. What we nurses are doing and taking upon ourselves to stand up and speak for our rights and what we're going through. That's what we pay union for. The dues comes out of our paycheck every month. We shouldn't even have to be here. We shouldn't have to be dealing with this. Those unions are supposed to be representing us. Those are supposed to be our advocates. And where are they? You heard anything from them? I'm still waiting.
These nurses say enough is enough. And amidst this COVID-19 pandemic, they are calling on the government to take their concerns seriously, not just for the medical staffers, but they say for the people of Grand Bahama. I'm Shashina Wolf-Arkeson, ZNS Network News.
Now, our ZNS News team reached out to the Nurses Union President, Amancio Williams, who refused to give any comments on the nurses' claims of lack of representation and hung up abruptly on our news team. We also spoke with the Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Dwayne Sands, who says that he understands that patients and medical care workers have been dealing with less than ideal conditions. He notes that while the general contractors are continuing the work, he admits that it is not yet near completion, adding that the expectation is that renovations will be completed in due course, which will be up to the expectations of patients. The Minister of Health notes that he is aware that many people are struggling, having lost homes as well as loved ones, and that the response must be one with empathy and deliberate haste to ensure it gets done properly. Sands says that the world never expected to deal with COVID-19, but now the Grand Bahama has seen 2 weeks without a confirmed case. The aim is to place greater attention and focus on the reconstruction of the hospital. In other news, a local financial institution moving quickly to address concerns of angry customers who were trying to access funds. Jamila Mizik has those details.
Our ZNS News team met irate customers standing outside the Mobile Go establishment on East Sunrise Highway, many of them expressing complaints about not being able to receive funds. Now the establishment houses Western Union, SunCash, MoneyGram, and now Island Luck since its closure due to the emergency orders. These customers say they have been visiting the business every day since last week to no avail.
We were here from Monday for NIB collection. and they said that they don't have any cash to give us. But if we stick around, we may get something today.
Every day coming back and going and the same thing, no money yet. I need my cash.
We came to collect our funds for Western Union, and my Western Union account told me that the money was received by me, supposedly because I gave Sun Cash all my information. But we come here today and they still telling us we have to hold on, the money isn't there or it isn't ready. I'm not sure why, but we're trying to get to the bottom of that. MoneyGram is already open. They say they send in funds and receiving funds internationally. So I try and understand what is the problem with Western Union. Western Union is a pretty big organization, so I don't understand why they can't do it. Now, I don't know if it's leaning on Sun Cash who causing the problem, but we just trying to get our money and we can't wait too much longer to do it.
Some customers have also complained that the process is tedious and still there is no way for them to receive their funds.
Why don't you just allow the people who have their money privately come in, right, to get their monies? They have the tracking number, they have all the information, right, to get the money rather than got to open this account. Everybody want an account with Sun Cash, because I don't want an account with them. But the money came through there, and then when I realized trying to get the money, Sun Cash saying you got to download this app, you got to put in a pin, you got to do this code, they can send you a code for you to open it up and all this crap like that. 4 times in a month this money been here? Come on. My son sent this money for me from Texas. I have his little son, right? His mom died in a coma. I need my money. You should have had your business sorted out when you was going into this business, right? Knowing that you had to pay out money, you don't come into business half-stepping. Where the money was coming from, because everybody who send money or receive money, that money has been paid for. So you're making money.
And you should have an account on the side specifically for these type of drastic measures where you could address the situation. You should never come to this point where you open it and you can't give us our money. And you receiving, you collecting our money from Western Union, but can't give us our money. I don't understand that.
Now our ZNS News team spoke to Director of Sun Island Transfers, Barry Malcolm. He says they're dealing with national insurance assistance, which is top priority on their list, and they distribute those payments first thing in the morning when they open their operation. He says Sun Cash payments have also been going well. However, the issue is with Western Union payments.
Working with Western Union to get payments out quickly. Initially, we couldn't even make Western Union payments because there was a ban on making these international payments. We've worked around to try and find a way to get the payments settled and get the payments settled as quickly as we can. That's a two-part process. It involves us here in a 3-part really. Us here in Grand Bahama, the Western Union operations in Nassau, and of course Western Union International. We're working as quickly as we can to get those payments for Western Union settled, but we cannot make those payments until the balance on the Western Union side, and that's the reality.
Now we can confirm that some of those customers have been paid today. Malcolm says he is confident that those customers with outstanding Western Union payments will be settled by tomorrow. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.
And another round of promotions announced for the Royal Bahamas Police Force. We have the details on those that made the cut in Grand Bahama. Several promotions within the senior ranks of the Royal Bahamas Police Force and a number of Grand Bahama-based officers made the cut. They include Brian Roll, officer in charge of CDU, Ken Taylor of Rapid Response Unit, and Kimberly Taylor have all been elevated to the post of Chief Superintendent. Officers promoted to Superintendent of Police include GB Press Liaison Officer Teresita Pinder, Calvin Robinson, Kosigan Ewing, Hathor Russell, Anne-Marie Neely, Michael Thurston, Androy Ferguson, and Rostin Miller. They have all been promoted from the post of Assistant Superintendent to Superintendent of Police. Last week, Chief Superintendent of Police Loretta Mackey was promoted to the post of Assistant Commissioner of Police for the Family Islands.
Good day. I am Pastor Eddie Victor. In 1 Corinthians chapter 15 and verse 57, the Bible records these words: "Thanks be to God. He gives us the victory through our Lord Jesus Christ." Although in the Bahamas and the nations of the world we face a common global threat known as the coronavirus pandemic, we have this assurance from the scriptures: no matter what comes against us as an individual or as a nation, God has given us the victory over this crisis. So in the meantime, as we press on to victory, put your complete trust in God. Daily give thanks, walk in faith, and daily declare victory over your life and our country. God promises that we will win. Therefore, you are already a victor.
And coming up in the news, a local organization making a special donation. That story straight ahead.